Well, overcoming challenges and building your own legacy is the topic of tonight's Navigating Your Own Life here on WFMZ-TV. Here to give us a preview is host Dr. Nat Williams and Zak Ebrahim, a guest on tonight's show who will share his powerful story. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning.
So, Zak, so nice to meet you, and as I just mentioned, you are one of the guests featured in tonight's show. And like Nat, you have a powerful story. Tell us, if you will, what happened when you were around the age of 7, right?
Yes. On November 5th, 1990, when I was 7, my father assassinated Rabbi Meir Kahana. He was head of the Jewish Defense League, which was characterized by the U.S. government as the largest terrorist organization operating inside the United States at the time. Subsequently, in 1993, he was also found to be a co-conspirator of the 93 bombing of the World Trade Center, as well as a co-conspirator to bomb several other landmarks in New York City, which thankfully was foiled. So it's a bit of an intense story. But
yeah, I would say. What was this like for you, seeing Dad go through these things at just the young age of 7?
Well, it was very difficult. My mother tried to shelter me as much as possible from that. But beyond the loss of my father, the night of the shooting, we were rushed out of our house, and the officials had come in and taken everything that we'd owned other than what we could carry when we left. And because of death threats that were made against my family, we'd had to move around many times since then. So it was definitely a devastating loss, and it definitely fractured our family cohesion.
And after those incidents, what happened to your dad?
Well, he was eventually sentenced to life in prison, and he's currently serving that sentence at the Supermax prison in Florence, Colorado.
Wow. So we're talking about overcoming tragedies in tonight's show. How were you able to really process this and deal with this as you continue to grow up?
Well, ultimately, it was when I became more exposed to the world, and I was forced to compare the ideologies that I'd been taught as a child to what I was seeing as an adult. And I found that most of those lessons, for instance, that all gay people are bad and they're all going to hell, when I first moved to Florida, I began working at an amusement park, and I'd met some gay performers there, and they were some of the most genuine, kind people, least judgmental people that I'd met. And so I was forced to confront a lot of those ideologies and try and find an alternate path.
Wow. Wow, really impressive. And you've kind of turned this into your mission now, your journey to spread the message of peace, right?
Absolutely. Well, the message is basically that if someone like me, who had a very intimate relationship with someone involved in extremist activity and was raised with extremist ideologies, if I can grow up to promote peace and tolerance and things like that, then anyone can, really, regardless of their past. Unfortunately, I was also a victim of domestic violence, and so those were all challenges that I saw I needed to overcome, and thankfully I had the tools to do it.
And what you're doing now, Zak, your public speaking, your interviews like we're doing today, how does all that help you kind of deal with what you've gone through and what you've walked through?
Well, the whole process has made me, I think, more confident, and I stand up a bit straighter, knowing that I have this goal in mind. I hope eventually that when people hear my story, that I hope to inspire some others who think that they're in a desperate situation and perhaps there's no way out. But I'm here to say that there definitely is a way out, and things will change, and you can overcome those difficult things.
Yeah, and Nat, a perfect example of an inspiration and of a powerful footprint that Zak's creating, right?
And I think what's really powerful about Zak's story is that that's his father. Yeah. And I think for a lot of times, especially for his son, and I think part of his culture as well, that relationship means a lot. And to have to forego that in order to make your own footprint, that it's different than his father. Zak has not had contact with his father for quite a while now because of wanting to make his own footprint, but he's a better person for that, and I think he's gone on to really have his life matter in a different kind of way. Yeah. And I think that's what it boils down to. I think we're all trying to establish a legacy, and the question is, what is that going to be about? And I think Zak has chosen that it's going to be about peace and about embracing people and not pushing them away, and I think that to me is what life should be about. So when I read his story, it was hard getting him. I thought my schedule was congested, but
wow, yeah.
but getting Zak to come was really wonderful, and it was a wait that was worthwhile. So we're glad we were able to share his story.
Yeah,
and again, my pleasure. Thank you very much.
Sure.
Yeah, and I saw a clip, and really a great interview, and
Thanks
you can hear more of Zak's story, as well as the story of several other people who have overcome challenges and are creating their own footprints tonight in Nat's show, Navigating Your Own Life, here on WFMZ-TV at 8:30. Gentlemen, thank you so much, and congratulations on the work that you both are doing.
Thank you, Eve.
And stay with us. We'll be right back.